going to take a closer look at the West Virginia Phonics intervention lessons that can be found for free online at the Tools for Reading website. If you haven't seen these yet, they are a goldmine. If you have students that are struggling in phonics and decoding, you can really go in and pinpoint their area of need and focus just on that sound spelling skill that they need. In this video, I'm going to model for you what the West Virginia Phonics lesson can look like when you're working with a student. Keep in mind that an effective explicit phonics lesson should be engaging all the areas of the brain that we need for decoding. You should see phonological awareness, the sound spelling explicit instruction with a model, the teacher's modeling and showing the student exactly what it should look like, what it should sound like. The articulation is modeled so that the students can see what shape their mouth looks like when they're making the sound that they're learning. In addition, students should have the opportunity to read words out of context, read the words in the context of text, and have a chance to write the words as well. So this phonics lesson is going to go through all of those components. Really quickly, let's go through the materials you need to teach these. You can go on the website and print out the lesson plan. There's also story words that go along with it so that you can have just a bank of words to use during your instruction. And finally, the passage. Notice that the passage doesn't have a picture. That is very purposeful. We want to make sure that we are not cueing our students to look at pictures, and many of our kids that are struggling that need this type of intervention, they are already picture guessers and they're using the context of the story to try to read. We want to steer them away from that and get them to truly decode. So the picture is not there on purpose. Once you have that printed out, you do need to look through the materials that are going to be needed during the instructional routine. So as I said, we start out with that phonemic awareness warm-up. And so it does say to use some sound boxes for that. I just preferred to use a magnetic board and some tiles. So you can use whatever makes sense for that, whatever you have available. And then for the word list that I needed for the phonological awareness articulation skill, I just used the words from this list so that I didn't have to make any up on my own. During the letter sound correspondence piece, it does ask you to use some phoneme graphing cards. I have these mini cards from Tools for Reading. I really actually prefer the longer cards that have all the articulatory gestures on it. On the back, they'll give the teacher the talking points and how to explain the mouth shape for the phoneme to the student. With that, I do have a mirror so that my student can look in the mirror and look at the mouth shape. Vowels are very tricky for kids. Some vowels sound very similar, and it's very beneficial for them to look at the shape of their mouth so they can identify the sound. The next section is the word blending routine. You're going to need either word cards that you can put up in a pocket chart, or you could write it on the board, whatever works for your students. During the word work portion, they did some sound chaining, so I used these magnetic letters, and I like these because the vowels are a different color and it really helps the sound correspondence pop out when they can see the vowel clearly in the word. Then finally we go into dictation. Any type of handwriting paper will work for that. And then we end with the story that I already showed you that printed out. I'm going to tell you a word, and then I'm going to tell you another word, and one of the sounds is going to be changed. I want you to take this star and show me which sound is changed. Did the beginning, the middle, or the ending sound change in the word? Let me do one to show you what I mean. The first word is dune. D-u-n. The next word is June. J-u-n. Dune, June. I hear that the initial sound changed. I'm going to put the star there to show that that's the sound that changed. Are you ready to try one? Okay. The next word is time. Say the word. Time. Time. Good. Now say tide.
Tide.
Say the sound.
Tide.
Time, tide. Which sound changed? Did you hear it? I'm
Tide.
I'm
Tide.
Very good. You're right. The final sound changed. Let's try another one. The word is road. Say it.
Road.
Whoops.
Road.
Tell me the sounds.
Road.
The next word is ride. Tell me the sounds.
Ride.
Road. Ride. Good. Your next word is hike. Tell me the sounds in hike.
Hike.
Bike.
Hike. Hike.
Good work.
So we started from the end and then middle, then front.
Let's do one more. The word is bike again. Say it.
Bike. Bike.
Bake.
Bake. Eight.
Good work. Okay, today we're going to focus on two sounds. Long A. Don't worry about it. Sit up. We'll find it later. We're going to work on two sounds. Long A, as in apron. Can you say apron and listen for that A sound?
Apron.
Apron. Have you ever worn an apron? What do you wear an apron for?
Cookie.
Yes. Watch my mouth when I say this A sound. Apron. What does my mouth do when I say apron?
Put a tongue down.
My tongue is down. It's not sticking out. It's inside my mouth. What else is my mouth? Is it closed or open? Watch. Apron.
Apron.
Apron. Now I want you to look at your mouth because you're sticking your tongue out. Say apron. But keep your tongue in. Keep your tongue in. I don't want to see your tongue sticking out. Is my tongue sticking out? Apron. Apron. Say it.
Apron.
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 Apron. Yeah.
A.
Now say just the A sound. A. Good. I see that your mouth is nice and open. Now let's listen for this sound. I as in ice. Ice. Again, my tongue is in. Perfect. You're making that sound perfectly. Your mouth is open. Can you say the I sound? I. Now watch me make these sounds. We're doing the long I as in ice. A. I. Your turn. A. I. Good. I'm going to read some words with these sounds, and I want you to tell me a thumbs up if you hear the sound or a thumbs down if you don't, okay? How about ice? Do you hear the I sound? Good. How about hat? How about came? Came. I hear that right in the middle. Came. That long A sound. How about bike? Bike. Good. How about tide? How about cup? How about acorn? Very good. So now I'm going to show you some words. I'll read the words to you, and I want you to decide, are they going to go under the A sound or the I sound? All of the words will go under one of these sounds because they'll have one of those sounds in them, okay? The first word is bike. You can just do it like this. We're going to make a list. There you go. How about hike? Eight. Say the word when you do it.
A.
Tide.
Tide.
Grapes.
Grapes.
Shade.
Shade.
Time.
Time.
Whale.
Whale.
Now we're going to do some words that aren't real words, so you have to really pay attention to that sound that you hear. These are make-believe words. Sabe.
Save.
Grame.
Grave.
Wike. Good.
Like.
Xyle.
Xyle.
Very good sorting. So we're going to read some words now with those sounds. Your first word that we're going to read. Did I lose it? Oh, right here. The first word we're going to read, it's my turn. Watch as I blend this word.
Play.
Pull, pull, ain. I know that this is going to be the A sound because we have this super E at the end and only one consonant in between. So if I find that vowel and there's a consonant in between and the super E makes that A say the A sound instead of the A sound. So we hear the A sound in that word.
Is it a plan?
Pull. It would be a plan if it was like this, right? But it has super E, so that A is going to say A. Pull, ain. And then the E doesn't make a sound. Plane. Can you make an airplane in the air? Plane. A plane is a word, a shortened word of airplane. Have you ever been in a plane? Say, I was on a plane.
I was on a plane when I was going to Montana and back.
Oh, so you went on a plane twice. Once to go to Montana and once to come back? Can you say the word plane?
Plane.
Good. Let's try another one. We're going to practice reading that long A again. Notice in this word that I see the A. I see the A. Is that the only vowel in the word?
No shade.
What else? What other vowel do you see? Do you see super E?
Yeah.
We know that it's going to be a super E because there's only one consonant in between, and it's going to make the A say A. And I know this is the digraph sh, so watch me read it. Sh. Aid.
It says hay.
Shade.
Shade wouldn't be a real word.
Shade. The word is shade. When it's really hot outside, I have to find some
Shade.
shade. Good job. Okay, so now I have some words for you to read, but we're going to read a couple together, okay? What I'm noticing on these words is that...
Wipe.
It's my turn.
Wipe.
It's my turn. What I'm noticing on these words is that they all end with super E. So we know that the A's and the I's are going to make these sounds. A and I. Can you look at my cards for me, please? A and I. What I like to do when I see a super E is I like to split my fingers like this. Can you show me splitting your fingers? And I like to point at them like this so that I know what the sound says. This sound is going to say,
White.
what is this sound going to say?
White.
I,
White.
right. The word is? Watch me do it.
White. I.
Watch me do it. I, right. You're right. I, right. What is this sound going to say?
Five.
What's the sound going to say? I, five. Good. Try this one.
Wife.
Good.
Wife.
The word is?
Wife.
life. Like this is our life. We play the game of
Life.
life.
Wide. Lame.
Notice I underline this because this is a tricky sound. Each together says, look at my mouth. Sound it out.
Ice. Ice.
Long A.
Face.
The word is
Face.
phase.
It's
Phase.
like my face.
Not face. Not face. Phase. When you go through a phase, you might like something for a little while and then you don't like it anymore. Can you think of something you liked for a little while and now you don't like it anymore? Maybe you outgrew it. I know you used to like...
Baby stuff.
Yeah, baby stuff. Maybe that was a baby phase that you went through and now you don't like it anymore. That's a phase. Can you say the word phase?
But I still like the fire truck shirt.
Yeah, that's okay. Can you say phase for me?
Phase.
Phase.
Shave. Save. Stay. Skate.
Good job reading those words. Sit down. Now we're going to build some words. So first, I'm going to notice when I build these words that every single one of them is going to end with super E because it's going to make the vowel say the long sound. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So the very first... Did you say you're born ready? Okay. So your very first word, we're going to do the word dime. Can you tell me the sounds in dime? Okay. D. I see the D right there. D. My turn. I. But that doesn't say. It doesn't say dime. We need the super E. Very good. Now I'm going to change dime to dame. D. Aim. So what I need to do is. Yes. Good. Now we have the word
Dame.
good. I'm going to give you this and I'm going to have you do the next one. Can you change dame to fame? Good. Change fame to fate. Change fate to late. Change late to mate. I think you're ready to write some words. Your very first word is bake. Yep, start at the strawberry line, pull straight down, trace it up to, nope, we're going to do a lowercase because it's not an important word. Trace it up and loop. What's the next word? Next sound? B. Remember that you start as a C, go all the way around, down in a tail. Good. B. A. I see that you wrote a C in the word bake. There's another letter that makes that sound.
Huh?
What else could make the K sound? The K makes the K sound. Start at the strawberry line, pull straight down. Good. Does that say bake or what do you need to do? We're not going to have a C in this word at all, actually. That's good thinking. But we actually would only use the CK ending. We would only use the CK ending if it was at the end of the word. When we have a super E at the end, we don't ever use the CK together. So right after the K, you can write the E. Go ahead and fix that. Good job. You wrote the word bake. Can you write the word hike? Now remember what we learned in the word pattern. What do you think is going to come next? Very good. It's going to be a K. And then what do we need at the end to make that vowel say its name? Good. Can you do the word bike? Here. Is that distracting you and the dog is being noisy? Very good writing. Can you go back and read your words to me?
Bake, hike, bike.
What did all of these endings have in common?
Super E.
They all had a super E. And you know what else I noticed about your words? They had the vowel and a K and an E. So that's what the pattern is. Ache and Ike. Okay, now we're going to read a story using some of the words that we practiced today. In this story, they go to a place called a dune. Have you ever heard of a dune before? It's a big mountain of sand. It's kind of what it is. It looks kind of like a big hill, and it's made out of sand. Can you picture that? Wouldn't that be fun to go to a dune? Well, these two characters in the book, in the story, Mike and Shane, they go to the dune and they have a tube and it looks kind of like a donut. Have you ever seen a tube before? Sometimes you use a tube like at a swimming pool.
Or park.
No, more like on water. And you can float on it, but they're using it kind of like a sled. Have you ever been sledding before? When you go sledding, you could sit on a tube and you could go down the hill of snow. But they're not going down the hill of snow. They're going to go down the hill of...
So they're using it this way instead of this way?
Picture like a big donut that you could sit on, but it's inflated with air, okay? And they're going to sit on top of it on the sand dune, and they're going to ride it down the hill, just like a sled. So that's what they're going to do in this story. And they're doing it in the month of June. It's June now. They went to the dune in June. Go ahead and read the story. Start with the title.
The dune in June. In June, Mike and Shane drove to the dune. They had a tube. They had a tube and a bike after they rode.
Notice the period and take a break.
And a bike after they rode their tube. They went for a bike ride.